Welcome to the podcast of disaster. I'm your host JCR1216, and joining me are my co-hosts. Co-hosts.
Oh, it's just getting good. Hi, it's me, Delta, once again.
Yeah. Page 153 will probably not be here in 2 seconds.
And Flip the cartoon. We are really rolling into it well, everybody.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the podcast things of all time. We're gonna send Paige off to white space really quick. Sorry, buddy. We have a very interesting part two today, where we're gonna be talking about the boss fights and everything else in Shadow Generations.
Continuing off of where we last were, despite us, trying to get by in terms of time, I think we should be fine now. And with that being said, let's see here. First one was Bilizard. Bilizard was the first one to have been revealed, first one to be fought, and it's kind of what you'd expect. It's the Sonic Generations aspect of starting off the boss as it originally was in its debut game, but then turning it on its head with something brand new. And in that case, it's the Bilizard utilizing
The bubbles.
Whatever the chemicals it was using to fight Shadow. I'm trying to remember, to be honest. I think it was just I've actually got no clue as to what it was.
Tapioca balls.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I remember when the Bilizard first got revealed. When we were doing it. Was like how ugly it looked. Like it was. Yeah. When everyone I remember when it got revealed, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is what it looks like in like 4K." Jesus.
It's like it's so gross, especially like the added touch of its frills. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's fantastic even.
Yeah. I will say I like the neat detail of Shadow. Of a Shadow trying to comfort and like try to put it out of its misery. I thought that was really nice, but also kind of darkly hilarious. If that makes sense.
There's a little bit of like I guess you could say like parentheses on how Shadow meant it. It's like people were quick to assume that it could have been like Shadow sympathizing with the Bilizard, but I think I'm pretty sure what the intention was from Ian was that it's a disgusting monster to Shadow. Like, just kill it. Like, there's no need for it. Shadow's the ultimate life form.
Yep.
Shadow's what I thought.
Shadow loves murder. Welcome to game theory. Yeah. Delta, do you have any thoughts on Bilizard?
I will say I just a little bit ago before recording finished up the Bilizard fight, and it was actually a really good fight. I especially liked how, like you guys said, that line could be interpreted a couple different ways. I interpreted more as it's like actually like in pain, like old, like it needs to go kind of deal, especially with how they called the thing on its back its life support.
Yeah.
Like it just gave me that like image of like, oh hey, like this thing is like on its deathbed. I'm just gonna get rid of it.
Yeah. I fully see that. But I did overall really enjoy the Bilizard fight. I thought it was a nice introductory boss fight. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, it was definitely good.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, next up is Metal Overlord.
Metal Overlord. Wow. Remember that? You guys remember that time when people were like, remember that time when people were like putting it, like they were trying to like desynthesize Neo Metal Sonic's voice, Metal Overlord's fight, Metal Overlord's voice, and people were jumping the gun saying that Mike was voicing him as opposed to Roger, but that was just because that they desynthesized the voice lines that we had heard from the reveal, and no, it wasn't. Like I get where people were coming from considering how the voice sounded after editing, but it's like that's not the case at all. Look who it is. It's debut voice actor Ray Chase.
That's interesting. I do think it was a massive missed opportunity not to have Roger. I did like the fact that Ryan Drummond did play, Metal Overlord in Heroes, and it's something I really wish we got to see with Jason Griffith's era was seeing his take on Metal. I would have loved for it to be. I guess we do get a robot Sonic with Roger now voicing Omega, but you know, you
I
kind of
know,
wish.
like people were kind of expecting that to be the case, but it's like I don't mind it. I thought Ray Chase did fantastic as Metal Sonic, and I kind of hope that he comes back in some way.
Definitely. I fully enjoyed the fight. I thought it was real. I thought each fight does a good job of incorporating the new Doom power you get.
Lizard mainly focused on Doom Spears, um, and then Metal Overlord was basically Doom Surf. You know, like every time you get a power and it utilizes them in these certain ways. I thought it was it's cool.
What are your guys' like overall thoughts on Doom Surf? I thought it was really hilarious.
Having just gotten to like the Doom Surf levels, I will say it controls a lot nicer than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be like really clunky, like how it is to try and like it jumps side to side in the straightaways on the 3D levels, but no, it's actually controlling a lot better than just running.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of reminds me of Crossworlds' water stuff with the vehicles, in a sense, with like the drifting and stuff.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like the like old like All Stars Racing Transformed like flying mechanics for sure.
Um, Doom Surf to me is an interesting ability because of the fact that it's like, we now know who would win in a swimming contest between Shadow and Sonic. And I do like it when they do get creative with white space. Something I do want to go over after we get done with the boss fights before we get to the overall ending is just like the environment of this white space because it is starkly different than a Sonic's white space. Probably because Shadow's white space had more budget.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I mean, if you had to put a spin on it, sure. I mean, it's true, but it's like,
Definitely. Another thing. Speaking of other things. Next up. Mephiles. Now, to me, I believe this was like one of the coolest ways to introduce a boss fight in all of Sonic. With you having to like, he's like hidden, and love that.
I will say, as someone who has never touched '06, Mephiles gotta be my favorite character in all of Shadow Generations. The whole buildup of like he's like hidden away and like you actively have to look for him. And when you get there, you're actively trying to stop him from returning to life, even though he's practically begging to be let to live again, was actually like 10 out of 10 writing.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of hilarious because it's like, I really wish that they didn't reveal him in a trailer and that it was a full surprise. To me, that was one of the biggest missed opportunities of the game. Having Mephiles like
yeah.
show up, like they already showed Kingdom Valley, but it's like you could have hidden all of that. You could have showed off Kingdom Valley and then just like, cause Sonic Gens also has Kingdom Valley. I mean, not Kingdom, Sonic 06 level. But you could have like made it like mesh where you like get people theorizing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody lost their shit when they found out Mephiles was going to be in the game. But it's like
So it's like,
I kind of wish that we didn't know.
what could have been, right?
Yeah,
And again, not that I don't mind, but it's like it could have added a little bit more um mystery to the whole thing. Like it just feels like we saw the whole game up until like the very end.
definitely. Um, and
Yeah.
and it was really interesting dealing with that part. Speaking of dealing with things, this is where we got introduced to Doom Squid with
Doom more.
Doom Morph. Well, everyone calls him Doom Squid.
Ugh.
The Squid Game.
All right, I'm done with you.
No, I need co-hosts. I collect you guys like Infinity Stones, or in this case in Sonic, it's Chaos Emeralds. Yeah. Um.
We all died.
Oh.
Damn.
Paige just blooped in from Whitespace. um. But it was definitely interesting. Like I thought the platforming with it was pretty genius. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Again, the tipping it on its head, but then also like, yeah, the original boss fight, tipping it on its head, but then also including the Doom mechanics as well. I will say is that Mephiles' boss fight was my favorite use of Doom Morph, particularly. In my opinion though.
Yeah. I agree with that. And that's all of the bosses besides the big boss. So before we get to the big boss, let's go back to the story here for a little bit.
All right.
One of the things I realized was the way that Shadow was we talked about it a bit with Rouge, talking to like Shadow, like, hey, remember these are from a different time. You've moved past it. When Maria after you beat Sunset Heights, uh, or something around the lines of that, we do get to see Maria calm down Shadow from like getting possessed by Doom, since that is the plot of this game. Doom is trying to take over Shadow's body, pretty much, which is kind of dark for a Sonic game. Probably the darkest plot in a Sonic game since like everybody technically died in Lost World, which would be the only thing I'll give credit to Lost World for, because I think the Zeddies are stinky.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
Have you not been seeing the revisionism history happening before our eyes to Zavok? It's truly beautiful.
I've seen the mods, and I won't see God.
I know I will.
Oh my god.
Anywho, if you know, you know, chat. We're not gonna subject you to that. You can go find out yourself. Trust me.
Yeah.
But see, that's what you think. I was just thinking of the fact is like Shadow was just like he was given into he was like in the circumstances from what I have saw with the Doom powers slowly but surely turning him over to his connection to Black Doom. He was giving into his darkness, which would have made him more susceptible. Yes. But Maria did, you know, talk him out of it. It's like, you know, of course, Shadow is hell bent on wanting to destroy Black Doom once and for all after he had managed to come back. But now it's like the circumstances are more dire than they ever been. Again, when they're in a whole again when they are in a whole dimension outside of space and time, but yet time can still be affected depending on like specific actions. Uh, I wonder. I wonder how. I wonder how. Wonder how much he knew about the Time Eater. But still, it was just a nice moment and everything, and also the reference to Itaro Toyoda's work in Sonic. Because in case you all don't know, Itaro Toyoda, who is a character supervisor at Sega of Japan, he is he helps write a bunch of stories for the Sonic Channel Japan website, and some of those stories contained the origin of Shadow's name, which Maria gave to him, and that is what Shadow Generations is in reference to. Which I have come to understand has been basically the falling domino effect of more of Sega of Japan's content being referenced in American Sonic content, which I wholeheartedly appreciate. It like started in like I've seen it happen in Shadow Generations. Then I saw it in Tails Tube, then I saw it in IDW, and now it's just everywhere now, which I appreciate a lot.
I will say that speaking. Oh, I hurt myself. Hello. Okay. Okay. Um, but I will say, speaking of the Japan American crossover, um, it was really cool to see a collectible artwork with the stages and stuff from like stuff like Sonic X. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was just a side tangent. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. Overall, just seeing all of that build up and stuff, like culminating into Maria calming down Shadow. It was a nice moment, and I think the best Maria moment that we've had since Sonic Adventure 2.
Understandably so.
Yeah. Bloof, do you agree with that?
Eh,
So, anyways, I believe that's everything besides the final boss fight and Radical Highway and the DLC. Yeah. So Radical Highway, that returns. So after you collect everything, Doom that weird thing in the sky opens, and it is. Let me just say, I didn't like Doom's Eye because I thought it was like disgusting, but it's like, oh my god, I forgot how like I hate how textured he is. Like I'm like oh my like when you get to that red part of the game, it's like oh my god. Yeah.
oh, you're talking about the Black Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Um.
I yeah, no, it's yeah. 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 In particular, definitely is interesting. Definitely is interesting. Where um the Doom Zone comes in, Radical Highway shows up, um, which someone pointed out, and I think it does work. When you think about it, is that like so I can understand why the significance of Radical Highway being manipulated in Black Doom's own illusions and his own manipulations of white space and such. It's like someone pointed out that Radical Highway was when Shadow had like again, a lot of the levels featured, aside from Chaos Island, are significant to Shadow, whether the past or the future. Radical Highway being included is the fact that it was those on worksite construction bridges in between Central City and Mestopolis. It's like that was where Shadow had declared that he would, he would bring destruction to humanity, revenge for Maria and such. Like that is a very significant point in Shadow's journey in Sonic Adventure 2. And it makes sense. Like someone else pointed out, I can't go back to those original tweets because it's been so long, but it's basically saying it's like Black Doom is trying to influence Shadow back to his old ways, despite having memory issues at the time. It's like Black Doom is influencing Shadow to like relive a lot of this, these low moments in Shadow's life, despite the fact that they ended up leading into his highs. However, I can also understand people's gripes over the fact is like Black Doom would interrupt Space Colony Arc, Rail Canyon, and Sunset Heights to take us to the Doom Zone, and then obviously we'd end up in the Doom Zone towards the end. However, I think it also would have been more substantial to have a different level instead of Radical Highways, like the main levels in terms of like the platforming and everything. Again, I don't mind the inclusion of Radical Highway. I really don't. It is just very funny because it is true what people say, whereas Radical Highway is now Shadow's Green Hill. And I feel like maybe if we had a different level, again, if we had something from Shadow 05 as representation, we could have lifted that a little bit, especially knowing that Radical Highway, in its true 100% on Earth form, returns in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I just feel like it's like maybe we already have enough Radical Highway. I mean, again, we've had a lot of goods come out of it. I mean, look at all the memes. Look at all the wonderful memes.
Shadow, I'm taking you to Radical Highway. It's so fucking radical.
Wow, Floof swearing. Swap that off your bingo card.
Holy shit, that was actually jarring.
You do a good Black
I only
Doom.
do it for certain occasions. Only for certain occasions. Only Black Doom swears.
Yeah.
I don't even. That wasn't even my 100% Black Doom voice. I can do way better than that. It's just that. But whatever. Point is, we've had some good come out of the overuse of Radical Highway. We've had some good come. Oh, yes, he's here.
I was just gonna make a joke. Save the 100% Black Doom voice when we have the Black Doom X Gerald shipping episode of the podcast.
You are not involving me with that, even though it sounds peak. You're not involving me with that.
I'm sorry, that's a ship in the community?
Oh, dude, where have you been?
It's his canon 2 dads. Shadow has 2 dads.
Shadow has 2 dads.
But I've not seen any ship.
Oh, you were not in the right places then.
Oh,
not in the right places at all.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, no. Again, it sounds peak. It really does. I just don't think I'll be able to handle that much dialogue as Black Doom. So, like, get someone else. I can do Mickey Mouse for an hour because I'm not sure about Black Doom though. Anywho, rolling right back into it. Yeah. So, again, we've had a lot of great moments in the history of the fandom and the community. The very, very constant use of Radical Highway, but at the same time, it's like let's let up for a bit. Let's again. I don't mind it. It's just like we could have had something else. I know, and it's funny. We like the representation for Shadow is just like, oh, Black Doom, oh, the Black Arms, oh, references to Shadow the Hedgehog, and like the inclusions of the stories and like the item collection. But
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like I don't hate it, but it could have been better. But I don't hate it at all. I'm chill with it. It's just Radical Highway.
Radical Highway and Sonic Rumble next.
I thought they were implemented Rumble. I thought that was like 2 or 3 updates ago.
Oh. I guess I'm Prometheus now. But speaking of things that took a long time, I believe we're good now to talk about that final boss fight,
Mm-hmm.
Devil Doom, and then Super Devil Doom.
Neo Devil Doom.
Ah, whoopsie. The fandom's gonna shoot me now, Flu.
Ultra
You're
Double
cool.
Doom.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I like what they did with Neo Devil Doom. It's like I feel like of course we were expecting a boss fight with Devil Doom, but it's like whoa, it's like it went even farther than I expected. You know.
Yeah, it took me 55 minutes the first time I did it.
um, I don't really have many thoughts. It's like yeah, I don't really have that many thoughts when it comes to Devil Doom in particular. It's just yeah, yeah, he definitely happened.
Yeah, it took me 55 minutes. I remember the first time I played it. I think it took me like a long. Was it 55 or 90 minutes? I can't remember fully. I would have to go back and check. But it took me like an hour almost to beat the boss fight when I first played it. In a single level because I wouldn't hold down the X button on Xbox, so I wouldn't do multiple ticks of damage. So I was just doing like one tick of damage every single time I got back there.
Actual Sisyphus moments for real. Holy crap.
Yeah, I started crying, man. It was bad. I cried. Like there are only three Sonic games that you could get me to crash out on, and that's Sonic 2, Sonic Lost World, and Shadow Gen's final boss fight. Now I need to
I
hope that.
honestly can't even remember if I've crashed out at Sonic before.
Let me just tell you, it is not fun, my friend. Because it's like but yeah, I thought the boss fight. I thought the visuals were stunning. I did like the ending though. Before Shadow goes up to face him, I do like the fact that Gerald does call Shadow's son. I thought that was a really nice moment.
That was definitely an Ian fun moment, but it's like yeah, yeah, I did like that too.
It's it was just a nice line to hear. In general, it was just so cool to just to see Gerald in general just be chill in general, just like not have him go. It is so insane to me the difference between Gerald and Eggman. Um, that it's like wow, you can definitely see that he lost his mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, of course. You see, um, yeah, you see, uh, you see like his descent into madness over the course of uh the journal, and then, um, well, I mean, if anyone's played or looked into Sonic Adventure 2, we all know what happens to him. It's like it's unfortunate that he was trying to do this. He was
Trying to do it the
he
right
was
way.
trying to he was trying to save his family, and you see like he was also doing this to he was doing this for a lot of reasons, to, to help Maria, to to mend the broken bonds that he because over the course of the time with his with words over his time in the arc, he had been losing contact with his sons, and you know as like those bonds are being broken that he once had, it wasn't going so well. And then hearing that Maria had a little sister while she was still being healed is like he knew he needed to get Maria back to her family. And it's just, you know, and then you see how Ivo ended up becoming. It's just, the Robotnik family probably did not deserve as many skeletons in their closet as they did, but alas.
Yeah, that's something that I really thought about. It was I feel like if any of us went through what Gerald went through, we would probably go insane as well. And
Yep.
that was one of the things that this game did, and the movie kind of did. It humanized Gerald Robotnik. It made him more of a character instead of just like, oh, Eggman's crazy grandfather. To me, it was so nice to see Gerald be put in a situation where we really haven't seen him before. Like maybe like Sonic X did like a brief bit of it, but even then that was still like comedic. It was nice just to see this like the reality of Gerald's situation. Like he's old. He's an older man. He's trying to do all this. He's trying to save his granddaughter, and he's trying to do all the things. He makes a deal with the literal devil to try to help save his grandchild, and then his grandchild dies by the people he was up working with. I think if that happened to me or if that happened to anybody, um, I think we would also kind of lose our minds because that is legitimately depressing when you think about it. It's like Gerald went from being this like kind soul to like unrecognizable because of the amount of stress and what he got put through.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that his actions when he went mad were justified, but you can see where you know what I mean. Like you can see where he started to go downhill.
Yeah, it's the descent into madness is something. Hmm.
Yeah. And after you beat Black Doom disappears. White space starts to fade, and Shadow and Rouge head back to go cheer on Sonic. We do get to see Shadow and Maria get one last hug in. The smile that you saw before the fight, and the fact that that meant a lot for Shadow. The fact that we also got to see him cry a little bit, like with the tear that landed on Rouge while he was sliding away. I thought that was a really powerful moment. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
It's everyone has their opinions as to what's going on with the characters and stuff. It's like not doesn't really not everyone's gonna be right or wrong, you know. Like you can see where the intentions were, but it's like it doesn't mean that everything that was done so was right. But you know that's all in the past now. You just continue on. Like nothing's gonna change. I mean, there was a chance to change, but it was best for Shadow to you know keep things as they were. I suppose. you know, because we were talking about the ending, so it's yeah.
So
I
that
mean, I don't
was
really know what else to say in particular, but uh, yeah, Shadow would he has to he has to yes he has to let go and such. Um, he already let go of his past. Um, it was hard for him, but he knew what had to be done, especially since time and space had to go back to normal, and it was still a big moment. And yeah, we can definitely see that occur in future stories. That he's moved on, he's doing something else, albeit with a few mishaps here and there, but it's fine.
So yeah, that was Shadow Generations. Overall, I thought it was a good game. I thought it had a great story. I think it really did signify that Sonic was back more than than it already was at the time. But you got it did really well sales wise, and people seem to overall have a very positive opinion. So what are your guys' overall thoughts on Shadow Generations?
I think it has really good story, like just overall really good direction. My only gripe is that it has the typical Sonic level layout of you boost in one bad spot, you're unable to save yourself.
So we've talked about all the great things with this game. Floof, do you have any final positive things to say about Shadow Gens before we get into like our gripes with the game?
Shadow Generations is definitely a very much needed game at the time. I know that it didn't really do as much numbers as Sonic Frontiers did, but it can be appreciated for what it has done. Like it is like it it enhances on uh uh not only not only the gameplay from Sonic Generations, but also the gameplay from Sonic Frontiers. It's interesting that we get to see the future of the open zone gameplay, and we have a basis for how things are going to go in the future for when we get the follow up to Sonic Frontiers, supposedly. And um, it was just nice to finally have a shadow centric game. Um, um, you know, I don't really have much else to say. Also, Shadow Generations was definitely I do like looking back at a bunch of the soundtracks for Sonic, and like Shadow Generations is definitely up there in terms of what they did with the remixes and everything. Shout out to as much as people have said that they don't really like him as much, considering the nature of um the song styles used in the game. It's like I still like what they did with Rail Canyon and Chaos Island in particular.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say really.
Actually, guys, there was one more thing that we're gonna talk about before we get into the bad stuff. The DLC, tying in with the movie Tokyo, the level. We get to hear Keanu Reeves in a video game, and that actually it's funny. Because of a certain voice actor, you can actually trace me to the Sonic franchise now, which I think is kind of funny. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Tokyo level?
I will
Uh,
say, I haven't seen much of the actual gameplay, but I've seen the individual like rank screens for like when you get certain scores, and I will say those are some of the rawest moments I've ever seen Shadow have in a game since the opening cinematic for Shadow 5.
Ironic that you bring that up because Jeff Fowler, the director of the Sonic movies, worked on Shadow 5.
Ah, so that's why Shadow had those moments. Okay, that makes sense.
Hype moments and aura. Let's go. Speaking of skins, because you do get a different skin, the Terrio skin being an inclusion was really mind blowing to me. The fact that they referenced all that stuff, the fact that you can use it, I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I will admit, every time I boot up Sonic X Shadow Generations and I see Terrio staring at me as I attempt to decide which I want to boot, I just get jump scared below. I'm like, oh, hello, Terios. I forgot you were here. And the funny part is he takes up so little of the screen, so the fact that my eyes get immediately drawn to him is like, oh yeah, you're here. I forgot you existed. Hi.
same thing, but it doesn't really. I don't think the same thing happens with what is it, Adventure Sonic and Jam Classic Sonic. So ha.
Speaking of that, now that we've talked about everything, including the collectible screws that lead to that little cuckoo clock ending, let's talk about our biggest gripes and what we wish we could have seen from the game. First and foremost, I think this is a common complaint with everybody. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more level diversity. Even though hated Lost World. I was surprised that we didn't get that the fact that we saw Frontiers but not Lost World was kind of interesting, or No Black Knight, since those I know Shadow doesn't appear in Lost World, but No Black Knight was interesting because Shadow did play a part in the story, even though it's like a fictionalized thing. And the fact that there's no level from Shadow 05 in the game. Doom, Black Doom is a thing from Shadow 05, so maybe that could be like your excuse for not including a Shadow 05 thing. But yeah, those are kind of my biggest gripes with the game. What about you guys?
I think I've shared most of. I think I've. I think I've shared my gripes. It is mainly just Shadow the Hedgehog, 5 levels.
Delta, do you have any gripes?
I will say my biggest complaint with Shadow Generations is the level design gameplay wise, because most of the levels feel weird to play. Like the 2D levels, often it's like I feel like, oh, I had to make a blind jump there that I didn't know about, and now I'm dead and have to restart the level. Or it's like in the 3D levels, it's like, oh god, I'm like consistently almost falling to my death because I literally cannot control Shadow on the ground or in the air because he slides like he's on a thick layer of oil.
I did remember some
Which I
people
mean, I
saying
guess
that this
it's
could
fair.
be
He does
compared
have
to
the hover
Forces.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, as having recently played a bit of Forces again, I can say not even Forces was that slippery. Forces felt a lot more sticky than Shadow Generations does. It's basically two ends of the scale. There's Forces being really sticky and like you almost get no momentum at times, and then there's you almost always have too much momentum,
Yeah.
which is weird to say because the whole theming of Sonic games is you gotta go fast. So the idea of having too much speed feels weird.
Definitely. The chaos control gimmick was cool. I thought it was really neat for speedrunning, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe. I think we've covered everything that is to deal with Shadow Generations. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
though, on the topic of speedrunning, I like the fact that the speedrun community found out that you can use chaos spears for skips, because the fact that it somewhat stops you midair at times can actually be used to get to places you're not supposed to be able to get to, which is pretty cool.
Well, speaking of
Not something
pretty
I thought
cool.
would be used to break the game.
I would say that this was a pretty cool two-parter. It's a shame that Paige and Court got sucked into white space in between these two episodes. Very tragic. But it was amazing to cover this game with you guys. I had a lot of fun doing the first ever two-parter for the podcast.
Yeah,
Interesting
definitely a lot
that
of
this is
fun
the
to
first, but
talk
it's like,
about.
hey, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um, this is also the first time we've really covered a game because Sonic games usually come out in like the later months of the year, especially.
Yeah.
Well, we also know what's happening later. More episodes of the podcast. As always, thank you for watching the podcast of Disaster. And as always, again, be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers.
See ya.
And here is a post-credit scene with our co-host Page 153, who couldn't make most of the episode. He gives his thoughts on the bosses and the Shadow DLC. Please enjoy this snippet of uncut content. Well, cut content, but you know what I mean.
Okay, so what I was thinking about the DLC is that the Sonic Movie 3 level was a very nice addition, but it's very disappointing that they literally had 2 tries to give Generations DLC, and they absolutely wasted both opportunities by only adding a single level to Shadow Generations, the movie level. Why couldn't they have added more DLC, more levels, maybe an extra story like Frontiers? But no, nothing. Kind of ridiculous. Like, do they just not want money? Do they not want extra money? Because a lot of people would buy that. Just I would. I'd love to play more levels. Yeah. So the ending was like a fantastic ending, but Shadow losing his Doom powers at the end was so disappointing. It was the most disappointing thing about the game because it means we'll likely never see them again, and it pisses me off. Like it was like the whole reason that the game existed. Otherwise, what's the point? Like they could do so many unique things with the Doom powers in the future, like for future games and stuff. But he loses the powers, so what's the point? They really added it just to never put it at it again, unless they like either retcon it or like add it or like figure out some way to give it back to him. We're probably never gonna see him again, and that's so lame. Yeah, it's just disappointing.
Do you wonder what's not disappointing, though? This two-parter of the podcast. I'd like to thank everyone again who helped produce this episode of the podcast of Disaster, and once again, I hope you guys enjoy the thumbnail by J-Goblin. Um, yeah, thank you. It's amazing to think that we were able to do all of this. And, as always, be good to yourselves, others, and mothers again. And we will see you, well, on Saturday for OC Talk featuring Lord M and Kygo. And we will see you on Tuesday with a very special interview with Ava Arctic, the creator of Tangle and Whisper New Roads.